Hello lovelies, welcome to the video and thank you for clicking. So if you're here, then you're interested in making sea moss. So let's get into it. You should know that sea moss is full of healthy minerals and vitamins. It's just an all around great way of building energy and boosting your immune system. Great stuff. What I will be doing as I go along is just I'll post some of the health benefits of sea moss on the video, but for now let's just get into and showing you how to make sea moss if you haven't done so before. Now, how I usually do my sea moss is I try to do it as healthy as possible to retain all of those minerals and vitamins. So here we have this dry sea moss. This is the purple sea moss, which is very premium quality. It's 100% wildcraft. So this is really good stuff. This is the best quality that you're gonna get. I'm putting it into the cup just so you get an idea of how much sea moss we're working with. So as you can see, this is, I would say, about 2 cups worth of sea moss. And then from here, what I do is I just go ahead and clean it. Now, this sea moss, as I said, is premium quality. So there isn't much cleaning that's necessary. What I basically do is wash off the salt. It is not the same sea moss that you will buy in the store. So you know, all it has on it is the salt. The preservative doesn't have the dirt and the lint and all the other stuff that you'll get from the sea moss you get in the store. So I wash my sea moss twice to get rid of the salt. So the sea moss needs to soak, and once it soaks, then it expands. So here we have this sea moss in the bowl here has been washed twice, and it's now soaking this in spring water. So I just wanted to show you what the water looks like right now. So this is clean spring water, and I'm going to have this sit overnight. You can have your sea moss sit for, I would say, the minimum maybe 6 to 8 hours. It's best if you just let it sit overnight, and you can do that by placing it in the fridge, or you can just leave it on your countertop. This is cold spring water. So we're using cold water because we want to keep all the nutrients in our sea moss. I know some people pour hot water on their sea moss and let it sit overnight. I don't like to do that because I like to be able to keep all the nutrients in the sea moss. This is the next day, and you may be wondering, why do I have the covering on it? No major reason except for the fact that it was sitting on my countertop, and I just wanted to cover it just to preserve nothing falling inside of it. And as you can see, I have a plate on top. Now, the reason for this is because the sea moss, as it expands, it poofs upwards, and so I want it to remain inside the water so that it can soften. So I put the plate on top just as weight, just to keep the sea moss under the water. I have washed clean hands going forward here. So once I remove the plate, as you can see, the water has turned purple. The sea moss is leaking a little bit out into the water, and this water that is in right now is a little sticky from the sea moss, and so we will be using this water because this is really healthy because our sea moss is already clean. And I'm just showing you here how much that sea moss has expanded. Remember, we started out with just a little bit, and it has really expanded. And so I'm just gonna remove it and put it in a plate so you can see how much sea moss we have from that 1 cup overnight. Okay, so we have the sea moss in the blender. I put the sea moss in the blender first, and then I pour the water on top, just so depending on how much sea moss you have, you can get a better idea of how much water to put in there, because you don't have to use all the water. You can disperse some of it. How much water you blend the sea moss in determines how thick or watery your sea moss will be. I tend to like it a little bit on the thick side, and so that's why I pushed it down with a spoon so that you can get an idea of how much sea moss I have. Just before I move on forward, I just wanted to let you know that you have an option here. Some of the water you can actually heat it up and pour it in the sea moss at this point, just so that your sea moss comes out a lot creamier and smoother. The only two things that I add to my sea moss is lime and ginger, raw ginger. So I'll add about a finger of ginger, and I also add a lime. Now I have here lime and lemon, and the reason for that is I just wanted you to see that you can use a lemon or a lime. I prefer lime. So I use the full lime, and I peel the ginger. I cut the lime up in 4 pieces, and the reason for that is not just so it blends better in the blender, but also so that I can take the seeds out. If you leave the seeds in, it does make it taste a little bit bitter. So I just remove the seeds, and that's all I put in my sea moss. The lime, not only is it good for you, but it also cuts down the smell of the sea moss, because sea moss does come from the ocean, so it does have a little bit of a fishy taste and smell. So that's why I put the lemon in. Not only that, but the lemon is also healthy for you. Okay, so when my sea moss is fully blended, okay, so I'm storing my sea moss in these dark jars, glass jars. And the reason that I choose that as opposed to a see-through light plastic container or see-through glass container is because the dark container, they offer more protection for your food, and so it protects your food against harmful light rays, and also stop the cause of oxidation, and basically spoilage. Basically it keeps your food fresher for a longer period of time. So, okay, so as you can see, the sea moss it's nice and smooth and creamy. It could be more creamy here, but I actually prefer it just like this. And based on how much sea moss we had, as you can see, it completely full this container, plus maybe another half of the jar. So it does make quite a bit. And this is how it looks. It looks absolutely yummy. It looks like you can eat it right out of the jar, but unfortunately it wouldn't have much taste to it. Sea moss actually takes on the taste of whatever you mix it with. It's not very tasty here. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys some that I made last week that we have been using in our house for the last week. And this is what I made before, and you can see the bits of white inside of that, and that's my ginger and my pieces of lime rather, that I use in this batch. And you see how it just slides off the spoon. It's like jello. When it cools in the fridge, it turns like jello like this. And when I'm having a cup of tea and wish to add my sea moss, 1 spoon, or if I'm making a smoothie, 2 spoon. You can add as much as you want. I use my sea moss in multiple ways. One of the ways I use it is in my smoothies, of course. I do use it in juice. I use it in tea. And I use it in my porridge, my oatmeals, things like that. That's it, guys. This is the video of how to make sea moss. And I hope it was of value to you. If it is, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and make those. I always look forward to comments and questions. Okay, until next time, peace and love. Bye.